YouTubers, happy Halloween! Blah. Yes, it's Halloween. And I have my devil horns with me. I'm going to wear them at work. I can't wear them right now because they're too tall for the truck, but yeah, I'm going to wear my devil horns all day long. And it seems like there's a tradition starting here where people are reciting their favorite scary stories. So I've got one for you. When I was in college, two of my friends, I should say 3 of my friends, were all partying. And then we went to go take one of our friends home, and he lived way on the other side of Milwaukee. So we drove on the freeway, dropped him off. On the way back, the freeway was fairly crowded, and so we were, kind of paying real close attention to the traffic. I wasn't driving, okay? I was sitting in the passenger seat. My friend Leslie was driving. And all of a sudden, we see this guy behind us. And he's doing the weave back and forth between the lanes to see which lane is going to go faster. And my friend Leslie's like, look at this asshole. So, we all turn around and we look at him. And, she's like, what is he doing? What the heck? And I'm like, well, maybe we should slow down or change lanes so he can pass us so we don't end up in an accident yet. Well, just as I said that, the car somehow drove between our car and the car that was next to us. I mean, I don't know how he did it, but somehow he fit in between us. And my friend Leslie's like, oh my God! And she hits the horn and honks at him. And the next thing we know, this car is spinning out in front of us. Leslie slams on her brakes. And it was at that moment I realized, or I thought to myself, where is all the traffic that was just on the freeway? I mean, the freeway was packed like morning rush hour, okay? And all of a sudden, we're the only ones on the freeway with this car. Well, this car spins out and it hits the center median, okay? Now here in Milwaukee, this is what our medians look like in the center, okay? They're kind of tall. Well, he slams into the median. I see his front driver's side tire bend underneath the car. So clearly the front axle is broken on his car. I see him, Leslie comes to a complete stop. Her hand is on the horn, and she's trying to honk the horn, and there's no sound coming out of her horn. So I reach over and I try to honk the horn, and I can't get the horn to honk. I see the guy slamming his fist on the steering wheel, and then all of a sudden he looked at us, and his eyes were you know how if you see a cat or a dog in the dark, they've got that glowiness to their eyes? You know what I'm talking about? Like the deer in the headlights kind of look. That's what his eyes look like. And Leslie and Mary, who was the other person who was with us, and I all started screaming. We were all just ah! Because the guy looked like he had dead eyes, okay? All of a sudden, we see this guy slam his car into reverse, and somehow he drove away. He backed up and he drove off. And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell can he be driving? The front tire is under the car. And I'm like, go, to Leslie, and she slams on her accelerator. He goes up and over a hill. We come up and over the hill, and all of a sudden, boom, all that traffic was back behind us and in front of us, and that car is gone, and there's no exits, okay? So we just started screaming. I mean, I was shaking, and so was Leslie and Mary, and we went over to my house. I was still living with my parents at the time, and we told my mom about it. My mom's like, maybe you should call the police. So I called the police, and I said, described to them what we had seen on the freeway and where we had seen it. And they said, well, we haven't had any reports of any accidents or anything, but, we can go and check it out. And to this day, I have no idea what it was that we actually saw. Do you like my devil horns? I had a halo, but it broke.